Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Family Ministry Moment. My name is Manu. I am the pastor of the children and youth here at UMC of the Palm Beaches, and it is literally almost Easter. We are just excited for Palm Sunday this Sunday as we prepare our congregation and our community for what happens on Resurrection Sunday, what happens on Easter. And we have a lot of exciting things happening on Easter Sunday, but before we get there, we have to go through Palm Sunday. We have to go through what happens on that day. We talked a little bit last week about that, but the one thing that I really noticed, I noticed as I was teaching some students the story of Palm Sunday, we noticed that the Pharisees had come out while everybody else was proclaiming, and they're excited about Jesus coming through, riding on the donkey. They're putting the palm branches down, they're waving them, they're putting the coat stone on the ground, and people are singing hallelujah. But then there are the Pharisees standing there saying, hey, but hold on, Jesus, you need to stop this. And Jesus says to them, no, but if they don't do it, even the rocks and the stones will cry out. And it's interesting because this is the beginning of the end for Jesus' ministry here on earth. And what's interesting with the Pharisees is that they didn't quite truly understand who Jesus was. They didn't quite get what he was here to do. And what I found super fascinating about that is that is such an illustration for what we do with the people we don't understand. We're so willing to let go and throw away the folks that we don't get. And I mean, even in my life, I can say that for certainty that there have been times where I've written off folks that I didn't quite get. Maybe I didn't understand the way they thought. Maybe I perceived the way that they thought was hateful or spiteful. But maybe I just wasn't able to see a perspective that they had. I immediately went towards a negative perception of them. The Pharisees thought that Jesus was actually doing an evil, terrible thing by proclaiming the name of God for himself, saying that he was the messenger of God, saying he was God. And the Pharisees really thought that to be the biggest sin possible and that Jesus should stop. So in reality, they weren't, in their minds, enemies. They thought they were doing the right thing by trying to stop who Jesus was. And honestly, isn't that true for so many people in our lives? They think they're doing the right thing, but they may not be, or at least they perceive that they are. Or maybe you're the kind of person who thinks you're doing the right thing and people don't really agree with the kind of things that you say or do. Maybe this is a good season for us to stop and take some consideration for the folks who don't believe the way we do, who don't act the way we do, who don't perceive the world the way we do. Maybe this is a good chance for us to maybe give a hand out, or just to support and listen to someone who sees things, hears things, or perceives the world differently than us. We all come from different places and different walks of life, and God still loves each and every single one of us just the same, even if we don't believe in him in the same way, even if we don't practice it in the same way. That's the beautiful thing of the Easter story. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you believe it, Jesus saves. And so this is that reminder to reach across the aisle, if you will, to go find that family member, that neighbor, that person who you don't really necessarily agree with. Take them out to coffee, or I don't know. I used to sit outside with my neighbors, and we used to just talk shop over while we're fixing cars and while our kids outside playing on the lawn. And there's a lot of ways for us to kind of break bread or to just interact with one another and have some conversations and see where things go. It's in those human moments that we realize that we all are the same and that we all are created equally and loved the same. So that's my encouragement to you this week as we prepare for Easter. I hope to be able to connect with you soon this Sunday, on Palm Sunday. Also, if not, definitely Easter Sunday, 10 o'clock. We've got our Easter egg hunt. Got lots of Easter eggs still stuffed. There's some stuffed ones already back there. We got lots of prizes and gifts for the kids. We got lots of crafts for the kids. Even if your kids aren't candy kids, they don't like to consume candy or can't consume candy, we've got prizes and we've got stuff for them as well, so they can definitely participate. And we hope you can all participate on Easter Sunday morning at 11:15 service. It's going to be beautiful, some combined worship service. We're going to have some elements of traditional worship and praise worship. We're going to have an amazingly powerful message about who Jesus is for each and every single one of us. So we hope that you can come join us as we celebrate the community here in Palm Beach.